The late struggle stalwart and former Minister Pravin Gordhan is being praised for his contribution to the fight against apartheid and later taking a stand against corruption. Some of his former comrades and colleagues say he left an indelible mark of great leadership and selflessness. They have been visiting his home in Pretoria, where my colleague Iman Rappetti joins us now from. Iman, a very good afternoon to you. People have been coming and going there to pay their last respects.
Good afternoon. It's significantly cooler this afternoon than it was earlier on. And accompanying that is a sense of silence and a sense of ethereal calm almost, which reflects what I understand to be the mood inside the house, where most of the family members are trying to get some rest and having this opportunity just to get a little sleep in. They had been up in the early hours of this morning at the bedside of the now late former Public Enterprises Minister. It's been quite a grueling day for them. Interviews and conversations and fielding messages that have been flooding in from well-wishers and comrades alike. That's my understanding of what's happening inside the House. We have seen some faces come through. A short time ago, the Deputy Minister of International Relations, Zuko Godlimpi, arrived here, just waved to all of us and went inside. I also understand that the former DTIC Minister, Ibrahim Patel, is also at the House as well, commiserating with the family. You know that he's also had a long career in several portfolios in cabinet over the last 15 years, serving 3 terms. So he is here also as a veteran politician with the family and commiserating with them. We shared earlier that there is a marquee set up just behind us, but my understanding is that it really is just there for, it was meant to be always a really informal, private and intimate gathering with the family as friends, as you mentioned, come in to pay their last respects. There was something so interesting a little bit earlier on, Vio, when I went to go talk to Pravin Gordhan's daughter in that interview earlier today, that just noticing the family members and 2 of Vanitha Gordhan, this is Pravin Gordhan's wife, surrounded by her sisters, Priscilla and Yasantha. And they were just sharing how incredibly close they all are. And they've woven this tightly knit blanket of security around Vanitha as she mourns and as the family mourns collectively. And one of the sisters was telling me that even in his final moments, fielding so many guests, scores of guests, 60 at one point they counted, Pravin Gordhan had something specific and special to say to each of them. And at the end of it, he was quite exhausted. So we were given just a little bit of insight into his final moments, talking strong and really trying to still be that father and leader figure in his family. And that's been the overriding theme. Also in my conversation with his daughter a little bit earlier on in the day, shortly after they'd just come home from the hospital, that whatever the public face Pravin Gordhan wore, he was a father who was always there, who would make it to school meetings and to school events, who would be there for the after-school pickups or to, have her girl, one of the youngest in his office after work, sitting there doing her drawings. And she shared a tale with us earlier about how even if she'd make a photocopy at his office, he would make her pull out the R2.50 to pay for that piece of paper. So it was interesting just getting these different anecdotes and insights into the man. We heard, again, in the Nelson Mandela Foundation gathering, all of his comrades over many, many years talk about him, his early days in the National Indian Congress, the formation of the UDF, and then his years in government as well. So that was a really interesting juxtaposition. I can also tell you this afternoon that barring our presence here, the street has been filled with VIP protection and security services, just doing a security assessment, one imagines, because we do expect the President, the Deputy President and the SG of the ANC to also make their way here. But by all accounts, it's shaping up to be an intimate and private family affair.
But then, Iman, even the closest of families, and even after such a period of where he was ill, no family ever gets prepared for a day like this.
Again, who knows the hour of our ultimate passing? And I think there was a sense of hope within the family that perhaps this could be something he would pull through. But in that frank conversation with his daughter a little bit earlier in the day, practicing as a medical professional herself, she said that she knew from a prognosis point of view that this had the potential to not end well. And indeed, that's how it culminated. I think what was also so interesting in that interview, Vuyo, was to hear about his wife, Anita, who herself has been an activist for many years, somebody who'd chosen to be almost in the background in a sense, but who the daughter tells me was, in a sense, his advisor, somebody who gave him counsel, somebody who, in those moments that were so well documented publicly and in the media, would come home and debrief her on everything that had gone on, and they would commiserate together and she would advise him. So she has been with him, been his partner, been his soulmate for these many years.
Iman, Rappetti, let's leave it there for now.